Africa might be splitting into two, and scientists believe a brand new ocean could eventually form on the continent. A major geological event is happening in East Africa, where a massive rift has opened up, stretching several miles. Many experts see this as a sign that the continent is slowly breaking apart. The East African rift is expanding at a rate of about 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch per year. While that may not seem like much, over millions of years, it could be enough to divide Africa into two separate landmasses. Deep beneath East Africa, this enormous rift is reshaping the Earth's surface in a powerful yet quiet way. In 2005, a series of earthquakes in Ethiopia's Afar region, followed by a volcanic eruption, signaled the beginning of this incredible transformation. Some scientists predict that, over time, this process could lead to the formation of a completely new ocean. This ongoing geological shift is a fascinating reminder that the Earth is constantly changing. A new ocean, a closer look at this incredible geological event and its biblical connection. Oh my Lord, this is amazing. It belongs in the Hall of Geological Fame. In September 2005, a seemingly quiet region called the Afar Depression in Ethiopia became the center of a major geological event. Over just 7 days, more than 120 earthquakes shook the area, a powerful reminder of the forces beneath the Earth's surface. For those living there, it felt like the ground itself was coming alive, unpredictable, fierce, and ready for change. This wasn't just a small tremor, it was a sign that the Earth's crust was stretching and splitting apart, preparing for something huge. On September 26th, the Dabahu volcano erupted. While it didn't make global headlines like other famous eruptions, its impact was massive. Molten magma burst through the ground, causing cracks to open and spewing ash and dust into the sky. The eruption led to widespread destruction, forcing thousands of people to leave their homes and livelihoods. A once stable land had suddenly become a place of danger and uncertainty. For scientists, the 2005 events in Afar provided a rare chance to witness a truly remarkable geological process. This wasn't just another volcanic eruption, it was proof of how the Earth's surface is changing. Over 38 miles of land was visibly transformed, with deep cracks opening up to reveal molten rock beneath. The heat was intense. It felt like we were watching something that normally takes millions of years happen in just moments. Imagine seeing the Earth stretch, crack, and reshape in real time, something that has only happened a few times in history. Scientists had a front-row seat to this event, using satellites and seismic tools to track the process. The Somali and Nubian tectonic plates began pulling apart, creating pathways for magma to rise to the surface. This wasn't just a chance to study geology. It was a live demonstration of how the Earth's forces are constantly reshaping the land. The East African Rift is more than just a crack in the Earth, it's like a living laboratory for scientists. What's happening here is similar to the forces that broke apart supercontinents like Pangaea millions of years ago. For those witnessing it, it felt like the planet was revealing its history, showing how new oceans form and continents split apart. The rising magma acted like an invisible sculptor, slowly but powerfully pushing the plates further apart. But this isn't just about rocks and lava, it's about understanding Earth's story. Watching this transformation in the Afar region gives us a deeper look into how the planet's geology works. This event is a reminder that even the most stable-looking land can change in an instant. The eruption at Abajo was just the beginning of a much longer story. What started in 2005 is still happening today. The East African Rift is not just a fascinating landform, it's proof that our planet is constantly changing. As this massive crack in the Earth's surface continues to grow, it will reshape the geography of East Africa and challenge what we know about how the Earth's tectonic systems work. Beneath the rugged landscapes of East Africa, the Earth is transforming in ways we may only fully understand in the distant future. This rift, stretching over 3,000 kilometers, is more than just a break in the ground. It's an active and ongoing process of creation, destruction, and renewal. Right now, East Africa is slowly splitting apart, a process that will eventually form a new ocean, dividing the region into separate land masses. At the center of this incredible change is the movement of two massive tectonic plates, the Somali Plate, which is shifting southeast, and the Nubian Plate, which is moving northwest. Their separation is caused by forces deep within the Earth, as magma from the mantle rises to fill the space between them. This intense pressure causes the crust to crack and stretch, making the rift grow wider over time. Eventually, parts of the land will break away completely, shaping the future landscape of the region. This ongoing transformation is a powerful reminder that the Earth is never still. The land beneath our feet is always evolving, and the story of our planet is still being written. The most amazing thing about this geological event isn't just how big it is, but the fact that it's happening right now. Most tectonic shifts take millions of years to make a noticeable impact, but the East African Rift is changing in real time. Earthquakes continue to shake the region, new cracks in the ground appear, and volcanic activity on the surface reveals the powerful forces beneath the Earth's crust. While it may take tens of millions of years for this process to fully unfold, signs of change are already visible. In the Afar Depression, the land is slowly sinking below sea level. Satellite images show the rift expanding by just a few millimeters each year. These tiny shifts are the first steps in a massive event that will eventually reshape Africa. A new ocean will form, creating coastlines where none exist today. Entirely new marine ecosystems will emerge, bringing unpredictable changes to biodiversity. However, this transformation will also bring challenges. Communities living near the rift's valleys and lakes may be displaced as water moves inland. Traditional ways of life could be lost if people cannot adapt. The economic and social impact will be huge. As volcanic activity increases, the risk to nearby populations will grow, with eruptions causing widespread damage. The East African Rift is a powerful reminder that our planet is always changing. As the land splits apart, it can disrupt local economies, force people to leave their homes, and even change weather patterns, affecting rainfall and wind systems. This can have long-term effects on farming and water supply. Despite these challenges, the rift is a symbol of Earth's continuous transformation. It shows that our world is never still, it is always breaking down and rebuilding. More than just a geological feature, the rift tells a dramatic story of change and resilience. This ongoing transformation reflects a biblical theme of creation, destruction, and renewal. In the Bible, the earth is not a fixed and lifeless object, but a living creation shaped by God's will. The slow splitting of the African continent can be seen as a reminder of this process. Genesis 1 verse 1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." The earth's constant movement and reshaping reflect God's active role in creation. Isaiah 65 verse 17 speaks of a future transformation. "See, I will create new heavens and a new earth. The former things will not be remembered." Similarly, the land in the East African Rift is not just breaking apart, it is preparing for something new. Over time, the rift will give rise to a new ocean, physically demonstrating the biblical idea that destruction often leads to renewal. The process of magma rising from deep within the earth to fill the cracks is a powerful metaphor for creation and renewal. Just as God spoke life into the world at creation, the forces within the rift are actively shaping the land and forming new landscapes that will redefine Africa's geography. In the Bible, earthquakes often symbolize God's power over creation. For example, in Matthew 27 verses 51 to 54, when Jesus died, the earth shook, rocks split, and tombs opened. While the earthquakes in the East African Rift are natural, they remind us that the earth is constantly moving and responding to unseen forces beneath the surface. This reflects a broader biblical theme. The natural world is deeply connected to divine action. Volcanoes, another key feature of the rift, also hold biblical significance. The Bible often uses fire to represent both destruction and purification. Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 3 verses 13 to 15 that fire will test the quality of each person's work, revealing its true nature. Similarly, the volcanoes in the East African Rift reshape the land by burning away the old and creating new rock layers. These eruptions symbolize the refining and renewing power of God. As the rift continues to widen, seawater from the Red Sea and Indian Ocean will eventually flood the region, forming a new ocean. This process mirrors the biblical vision of new creation. Revelation 21 verse 1 speaks of a future when God will create a new heaven and a new earth. While the rift's transformation will bring a new ocean instead of removing one, it still reflects the theme of divine renewal, the old passing away to make room for something entirely new. The symbolism of the East African rift is powerful. Its transformation into a body of water represents a new beginning, similar to the prophecy in Revelation about the creation of a new world. This change reminds us that God is always shaping His creation, both physically and spiritually, even through disruptive and destructive events. One of the strongest biblical connections to the rift is humanity's role in caring for the earth. In Genesis 2 verse 15, God placed humanity in the Garden of Eden to work and take care of it. The shifting land of the East African rift is a reminder that we are not just passive residents of the earth but active stewards. As the land changes, we must adapt and care for it, living in harmony with nature. Just as believers are called to care for creation despite its ever-changing nature, people living near the rift must respect and adjust to its forces. Nature is constantly changing, but we must recognize our connection to it and our responsibility to maintain balance between human life and the natural world. The East African rift is more than just a geological event. It is a visible demonstration of biblical truths. The shifting of the earth through tectonic movements, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions reflects God's ongoing power in the natural world. From creation to destruction, from fire to water, and from land to ocean, the story of the rift mirrors the spiritual and physical transformations described in the Bible. As the rift continues to reshape East Africa, it stands as a reminder of God's continuous work in the world. His presence is evident not only in dramatic events, but also in the quiet changes that shape our surroundings. The rift is not just a moment in Earth's history, it is an unfolding story, with every tremor and eruption pointing to a greater divine purpose at work beneath the surface.